Hello and welcome to task 5. Today we'll be drawing a simple interior in two-point perspective. So when we're looking at an interior, we're going to be looking at the corner of a room. That can be the room you're sitting in now, and we'll try and add all the furniture, or a completely made up room, and we can design the furniture as we go along. I'll be adding in a simple window, a table and a chair. And how to do that, you might want to go back and have a look at task number 3, where we discuss drawing simple objects in two-point perspective. Afterwards, I'll be adding in a little exterior. You can maybe see a couple of houses through the window, and I'm going to be adding textures to the floor. Alright, let's get started.
So I already put my horizon line in place and I added 2 vanishing points. I'm starting with the corner, and from the corner I draw from the vanishing point and not to the vanishing point. Now that way you get an idea like you are in a box. Now here I'm adding in the window, which in itself is a box, just a little bit, and you can see the horizon line through the window. I can erase the rest of the horizon line and just leave that little bit of the horizon line. Just make sure you leave the vanishing points where they are, because they are very important. So to add the first piece of furniture, I'm adding in the table, which is again just a box, but just the top of the box is opaque, and the legs of the table, those are just very stretched out boxes. I'm adding in those stretched boxes, as you can see here, and I'm erasing the lines that I don't need. The legs of the table end right on the line of the box of the room itself, so it kind of looks like the table is up against the wall. Now here I'm adding in the wardrobe or the closet or whatever, and that is a larger box. I'm using the trick again to find the center of the box again, and I use the same middle to add the doorknobs, as you can see here. I am adding in a chair, which also starts out as a large box. You can divide it in two. The one box with just the seating, and maybe a smaller box on the back for the backrest. Now again, these legs are just really long, stretched out cubes, boxes, and I'm adding in the backrest here. Alright, so when you added in all the furniture, well, you can add in a lot more, maybe even a rug, which I'm going to include in a bit later. You can erase the lines that you don't really need, or go over the lines with, well, just to give it a little bit of a value, to give it a little bit of and give it a little bit more interest than just plain old lines. Right, so I'm adding in the rug here. The rug has been cut off, so you kind of have the idea that just a little part of the rug can be seen. I'm adding in a painting or a photograph, not really sure. The frame itself is correctly in two-point perspective, but what it shows, like the photograph or maybe an abstract piece of art, that can be completely up to you. Really have to stick to the two-point perspective rules. It can be just some I don't know, art can be anything, right? Alright, so I'm adding in a stand with a vase on top of it, and a little bit of the exterior, as you can see now. I'm just using the two-point perspective, or just the vanishing points, right? So everything is neatly in two-point perspective. The last bit, I'm adding in a little bit of value to create a bit of interest. Here with the rug, it felt a little bit weird and out of place, so adding in a bit of value gives a bit more interest than you normally would have. Again, it looks a bit better if you have a colored painting as a frame or something. And doors normally are well, a little bit darker than the rest. I'm adding in marks on the edge of the room here to guide myself where I want the wooden flooring to appear. I'm using just the vanishing point, and from those marks I'm tracing lines. Now, in on the floor I want to have a wood grain. I'm not going to use the vanishing point per se, but I am going to aim it at the vanishing point. Like you can see, it's just a little bit squiggly. The wood grain is very irregular, but it is aimed, well, kind of aimed at the vanishing point. That way you get a little bit more realistic looking wood grain. Alright, so this is it for me for today. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck drawing. If you have problems, you know where to find me. Alright, see you later.